What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I am back with another video. Today I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still support.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am back with another weekly sneaker rotation. Now, this should be week 144. Now, if I'm wrong, feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section, right? Okay, and if I didn't say in the beginning, y'all definitely smash that like button and sub up. But of course, man, y'all know I do my very best to drop one of these videos each and every week. Pretty much since the beginning of 2023. So pretty much if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord. The link is pinned at the top of the comment section and it's free to sign up. Where of course, not only do we pretty much have my weekly sneaker rotation, but other people's as well. And we have a food section, a sports section, and of course we continue to sneaker talk whenever I can't post content in time. So enough rambling, let's just get into this weekly sneaker rotation. Now, y'all know I end things off on a Friday and pick right back up on Saturday. So pretty much on Saturday, right, the kid had to go to the chop shop, and probably time that I'm dropping this video, probably time to go again, and probably time to actually get my hair retwisted, right? Okay, so that's gonna be interesting as well. But anyway, Saturday, kid stepped in none other than the Nike Foamposite, and these are kind of like the original joints, the Royals, right? Okay. One of like those like timeless classic sneakers that I feel like is you are into foams, or if you're just into them a little bit, I feel like it's kind of one of those like original colorways. Now y'all know this is pretty much gonna be like Penny Hardaway sneaker. Now I know rumors is it's supposed to be Scottie Pippen sneaker first, but he passed on it, and then Penny Hardaway got these, and the rest is history. As you can see, it has a Penny Hardaway like logo on the toe or on the back heel there. And yeah, man, it's one of those where I think these shoes have gotten better over time. Now, I remember when I picked up my first pair back in 2017, these joints were stiff as a you-know-what, right? Okay, but now they're pretty much like they come out the box ready to go. So I actually really like this sneaker right here. So pretty much this was my Saturday shoe, was the Nike Foamposite Penny Hardaway, and I guess you can call them the Foamposites, right? I'm just gonna say that for the video, the Royals. Cool. Now let's move right along on to Sunday. You know, the kid pretty much do his very best to just kind of like reset on Sundays, man. I try to prep, I try to just relax and stay calm. So I try to stay comfortable, right? Okay, so pretty much in my beaters, my house shoes, my probably time to like call it a day with these right here. And it's none other than the Yeezy Slides, and these are the pure colorway. Now I picked these up in 2021, and yes, I did come off the hip a little bit, but I think I've gotten my money's worth. I feel like the mold to the foam to your feet, it just gets better with time. Just the fact that these original pairs, and I think this is not the first one, but like I think it's like the second one's coming out the gate, but don't quote me on that. They are like a dirt magnet, but all the other colorways after that, they don't get as dirty as quickly. But I will say these are still the most comfortable ones compared to the rest of them. The other ones, they're comfortable, but you can tell they're a little bit more firm, right? Okay, and I'll leave it right there. So pretty much this was my Sunday shoe, was the Yeezy Slide Pure. Cool. Now let's move right on to Monday. You know the kid work a full-time job, and you already know, you can probably catch the theme of what I'm pretty much rocking throughout the rest of the week, but pretty much for the people who like to check it out anyway, here we go right here. So pretty much this is my first ever phone that I picked up, and this is the Eggplant. Pause. Pretty much this is my Monday shoe, and I will say this one right here, it took a minute to break in, and I will say compared to the newer day foams that are coming out, it's not uncomfortable because I've worn it more, but it's still one of those, like, you can tell, like, this is one of those, like, they definitely hadn't perfected the quality of, like, making these joints coming ready to go fresh out the box. Now, fun fact, too, that I had to really realize over time with these is, it's a shoe, and it's probably all of the like sneaker line or shoes in general. Your feet heat up. These actually are meant to like mold to your feet, right? Okay, so as you remember, like I was like, how do people ball in these back in the day? It's because it was foaming to their feet. Probably hence the name Foamposite, and probably why they tax it a little bit. But pretty much, I'm gonna see if I can get another pair, see if I can catch a sale on them. But anyway, this was my Monday shoe, was the Foamposite Eggplant. Cool. And I should say pause, but I mean that's the name of the shoe, but we'll just say pause for the people who need it, right? Okay. So Tuesday, right back at work. You know, the kid worked a full-time job, and I stepped in none other than another Foamposite, and these are the Penny PE colorways, right? This is one that like was rumors always to come out, and they never really officially like came out, and then finally they dropped it. So this is kind of like a PE, which is like, to the best of my knowledge, is player exclusive, right? Okay. Again, I guess we can say no longer not that anymore, but we don't call them the all white joints or the no particular name other than the P's. But when I saw these joints, I kind of had to have them. Now, one thing the homie Dunce can tell you, like one thing that this shoe has, and probably not only because it's white, because I do like white sneakers, but it has that hint of like baby blue on there. I actually really like that because I'm a sucker for like the color like baby blue. So I feel like this, and then it's got that black like shell on the top of these joints. Can you really go wrong with them at the end of the day? So yeah, it's something I really wanted to add to the collection. So one of my favorites, and yeah, I was wearing these joints. And another thing I want to say about the, I guess Foamposite in general, when it's raining or bad weather, they're okay to get wet. They're very durable, and it seems like they're forever last long until they just finally fall apart. But I mean, for the most part, they don't get dirty quick, and they seem to be durable. So this was my Tuesday shoe, was the Nike Foamposite Penny PE. Cool. Let's move right on to Wednesday. I feel like this one right here is a classic one. If you're into foams, obviously you already see what I'm going with this week. I feel like this was a must-have for any person that's into foam. So pretty much Wednesday, right back at work, kid stepped in none other than the Nike Foamposite, and this is the copper colorway, right? Okay, this colorway is actually so like well known that my previous coworker saw these joints and was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that you could tell back in the day. This is a very popular colorway. Now, when I think of copper, I can't help but think of, obviously, this is like a great play on sneakers, and it's probably took me a minute to even register this, like, what am I looking for? For this to register in my brain, right? Yeah, tongue twister. But think about it, copper, penny Hardaway. But then if you think about the color of an actual penny, and I'm talking 1 cent here, there you go. It all kind of just lines up. This one right here just kind of made sense. Like, it's kind of one of those, like, this was a must have to do, right? Okay, so if you think of the color of a penny, which rumors is off mode, but on mode, they were saying like, yo, it actually costs more money to make a penny than what it's worth now. So they were actually thinking about getting rid of it, but I don't know if it's actually gonna happen or not. But yeah, pretty much this was my Wednesday shoe, was the Nike Foamposite Coppers. Cool. Let's move right on to Thursday. This one right here, I got really lucky with, and to be honest, I'm glad I hit on these guys. And it's kind of one of those like a local release, and you just kind of like, if you know type of thing. So pretty much in the DMV, I know people argue all the time, like, is it New York, is it DMV, who is like the well-known for the Foamposites? But anyway, Thursday, right back to work, kid stepped in none other than the Nike Foamposite, and these are called the Cherry Blossoms. Now, Cherry Blossoms is a very big thing whenever, like, I guess you can say, like, whenever spring, like, fresh starts. Pretty much in DC, people go out to see the cherry blossoms. So this is supposed to be inspired off cherry blossoms. In fact, in the inside, you'll see like cherry blossoms. I know they use Wale for the ad on these joints right here, but I did go over and pick these guys up in person, and I feel like it was worth it, man. A shoe that I don't wear enough, but I actually really like. You know what I'm saying? Timeless classic sneaker, man. So I feel like this. I've been in my phone bag lately. I like how they did the lace tips right here. This is pretty much fire. And again, I feel like this, it's kind of one of those, like, it's not like an everyday wear, but it's still one of those if you know type of shoes, right? Okay, so this was my Thursday shoe, was the Nike Foamposite Cherry Blossoms. Cool, so let's finish out the week strong. Now this is a, like, I'll say, if I said the last shoe was a must-have, this one was a must-have, and this pretty much completes my collection for the foams, which I'm definitely planning on adding that next colorway that just dropped, which I know has been sitting, so I'm gonna see if I can find an actual sale on those joints. But anyway, off mode, on mode here, back. Stepped in Friday in the Nike Foamposite Galaxies. And yes, these joints, to the best of my knowledge, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if they glow in the dark, but I'm pretty sure they do. They just look like they glow in the dark. This one, I don't feel like I've rocked it, but maybe like 1 or 2 times. And I did have to pay a little extra on the resale market, but I had a great deal on eBay that I could not pass up. So yeah, man, I've been in my phone bag lately, and this is one of those where I remember when it had came out and these joints sold out, and yeah, it was very hard to get. And I'm not even talking this year, I'm talking even like way back. Like I wanna say what, 2011, 2012, don't quote me on that, but here we are, man. I'm glad I finally added these in the collection. Sometimes it's great to have shoes that you didn't think you were once gonna be able to own. So one thing I'll give Nike credit for, I'm glad they're bringing back a lot of releases that we didn't think were gonna come out anymore. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much this was my Friday shoe, was a Nike Foamposite Galaxies. All right, man, so pretty much that completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week. Y'all sign off in the comment section and y'all let me know what you wore throughout the week as well. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones and thank you for watching, and I'm out.